in the part 6. Okay, so in this part 6 we are going to learn something. Before going to start this session, I would like to recall some of the points regarding the part 5th video. What we learned in a part 5th video? We learned in a part 5th video about the aquatic habitat of the 3 regions: oceans, ponds and lakes, by considering some of the examples of the animals and as well as the plants. Okay, this is all about the part 5th video, and along with that we discussed some points at last. What we discussed? Okay, what is the meaning of the living things and the non-living things? Okay, by considering the activity number 1, we had listed some of the things or some of the organisms by considering the area of the forest. In that forest area, we are going to see several things, means as organisms. Okay, I told you to bifurcate those organisms into 2 categories: the non-living and as well as the living organisms. Okay, at that time, even though I have given an example for you how these living things, they are going to be different from the non-living things. Okay, so my dear children, in this session, okay, we are going to learn about what are the specific characteristics of the living things. Okay, so let me say one by one. So in this session, we are going to be studying the 4 characteristics. The first one, do all organisms need food? Second one, do all organisms show growth? Third one, do all organisms respire? The fourth one, do all organisms respond to stimuli? Okay, so let me start one by one. What is the first point? Do all organisms need food? Yes, my dear children, just I am asking you a question. Okay, without food, are you able to live on the earth? Are you able to lead a life? Not at all. Okay, to lead a life, okay, we need a food necessarily. Okay, almost all the organisms, living organisms, they are depending on the food. Got it? So another question in your mind arises. What is the question? Why do we need a food? Yes, because of the food only we are getting the energy. Okay, from that energy we are doing several works in our daily works, in our daily routine. Okay, with the help of that energy only we are capable to do the works. For that purpose we need a food. This is the one point. Next, let me say another one point. What is that? All these the plants, they are going to be prepared themselves. Okay, the plants, they are going to be prepare the food themselves. This process we are going to call that as a photosynthesis. I already explained it in a part 2 or part 3. Okay, so in those videos I had explained about the photosynthesis. In this photosynthesis process, the means the plants, they are using carbon dioxide and the water with the help of the sunlight and the chlorophyll pigment. They are going to give a food, means a sugar plus oxygen. Okay, so this is the process. It might be held in the plants organisms. Okay, so plants, they are prepare their own food, but the animals, are they prepare their own food? No, purely all these animals, they are depending on the plants for the food purpose. Okay, so we are means all the animals, they are going to be depend on the food on the plants. Okay, next, some of the animals, they are going to be depend on the other animals for the food purpose itself. Okay, if we consider this process, okay, we are going to identify the animals as 3 categories. Okay, the first one is herbivores, second one is carnivores, and the third one is omnivores. I think you might have studied in the last chapters. Okay, herbivores means the organisms purely they are eating the grass. Okay, purely they are going to be eat grasses. That animals we are going to be called that as herbivores. Carnivores means the animals which are eat only the flesh of the other animals. Okay, those are we can call that as carnivores. And the third category is omnivores. Omnivores means in So this type of animals, they could have used both of the food items. Okay, those animals we can call that as an omnivores. Okay, so for your reference I told this, my dear children. Okay, so now we understood that food is necessary for all the organisms. Okay, how the food is necessary? Yes, to do the works. Okay, my dear children, just I am going to tell you, in our body many life processes has been going on. Many life processes, under that respiration, blood circulation, okay, excretion, all these, some of the processes just I told you. Okay, so to lead all these life processes, definitely we need a food. Okay, means all the animals. Got it? I hope it's clear for you. Means if we consider plants, they prepare their food themselves. That process is called as an photosynthesis. In the same way, animals, they are depending on the plants for the food. Okay, that's why combining of these two statements, finally we have to decide, we are going to be decided that, okay, all the organisms must and should they need a food. Okay, I hope it's clear for you children. Okay, next let me go the second point. What is the second point? Do all organisms show growth? Okay, do the all organisms show a growth? How do we have to do this? Yes, very simple. Okay, just to consider, just to remember your childhood days, how you are in a 1 year baby, 2 year baby, 3 year baby. Okay, means in all these time you are going to be developed or you are going to be grown yourself. Okay, that we are going to call that as a growth. My dear children, I have one doubt for you. I have one question for you people. Is a food effects on the growth of the organisms? Yes, definitely. Okay, definitely that food, it affects on the growth of the animals. If you won't take a food, how you are going to be developed, how you are going to be grown, okay, how you are going to be perform all the activities. Okay, so that there is a relationship between one on another. Okay, means almost all the organisms, definitely they are grown. Okay, they hatch from an egg, grows into hen. Okay, means growth is necessary in all the living organisms. Just I am giving few examples here. Okay, my dear children, already you are very well known about all these. Okay, so chick hatched from an egg and grows into hen. Okay, this is the first example. Second example I would like to give. A lamb grows into an adult as goat. Okay, a small baby of a goat, we are going to be called it as a lamb. This is the second example. What would be the third example? Kitten grows into an adult as a cat. Okay, a small baby of a kitten, small baby of a cat, we are going to call that as a kitten. When it grown up, okay, automatically when it reaches the adult stage, we are going to call that as a cat. Okay, the fourth one, a calf grows into cow. Calf nothing but a baby of a cow, we are going to be called that as a calf. Okay, so I hope you understood. Means growth, it is not completing in a one stage. It has a several stages. Okay, so lady, she become pregnant at that. Okay, so at that time when she become pregnant, okay, she is going to be deliver a baby. She is going to be deliver a baby after the 9 months. Just to assume in your mind, okay, from first month, second month, third month, fourth month, fifth month, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, how the baby is growing. Okay, for that growth, food is also the necessary. One important factor is food. Okay, so like this, in all the animals, they are going to be developed, they are going to be grown by considering the several stages. Okay, to make you understand, I had given some of the examples I had written on the board. Okay, let me continue. What about the plants? Are the plants growing? Just ask a question. Yes, definitely, the plants are also growing. Okay, so to prove this, we have conducted an experiment, a germination. Okay, a germination takes place in all these cases uniformly or not. We have conducted an experiment. Okay, my dear children, just I am going to say you take a germinated seed and you have to sow in a soil. Okay, after a few days, you are going to get a small plant. Okay, after a few weeks, after a few months, just to observe the growth of the plant, you are going to be understood the growth of the organisms, means the growth of the plants. That indicates almost all the plants and as well as the animals they are going to be shown a growth. This is one of the important characteristics we are going to be identified in the plants and as well as the animals. Okay, so this is the second point. Next, let me go to the third point. Do all organisms respire? Okay, do all organisms respire? Before going to say this, I am going to say what is the meaning of the respiration. Respiration, it is also one of the life process. It is going to be held in the plants and as well as the animals. Okay, means the exchange of gases. Okay, that process we are going to be called that as a respiration. Okay, to further I am going to give some of the examples. Okay, just I am show one activity here, my dear children. Please look at me carefully. Just observe my breathing pattern. Means, children, just I have shown you a breathing pattern of the human beings. Breathing pattern, it includes two parts. The first one is inhale and second one is exhale. Okay, what is the meaning of the inhale? You are going to be take the oxygen from the environment inside your body. Okay, that we can call that as an inhaling process. Okay, next another one is exhale. What is this exhale? When we are going to be exhale, at that time we are going to be leave a carbon dioxide to the atmosphere from our body. This is we are calling as an exhale. Okay, so I think you understood very clearly. Okay, these are the two parts we are going to be identified in our breathing pattern. Okay, now the question is respiration. Means, just I am going to say that this breathing, it is a pattern, it is a part of a respiration, not the whole process. It is one of the part of the respiration. I hope it's clear, my dear children. Okay, yes. How we are going to be respiring? Okay, children, just I will give one of the example. My dear children, you might have seen cows, buffaloes surrounding of you. Okay, what you have to do? So when those animals are at rest, okay, when those animals are at rest, just to see the mode of respiration, just to observe the respiration process. How you are going to be identified that? Yes, definitely you are going to be identified in this way. Means when they are going to be respire. Okay, at that time just to observe the abdominal part of those animals. Abdomen means stomach. Okay, even though just you consider the human beings. Okay, while we are breathing, definitely our stomach is going to be doing some movements. Just to notice the movement of the abdomen in those animals when they are at rest. Even though, my dear children, please remember this point. When you are at rest, or the animals, definitely they are going to be respiring continuously. Okay, if the respiration stop means, okay, automatically the organism it's going to be died. Okay, so that just I am giving one example to understand the meaning of the respiration. Okay, so this is the one example just I am giving of the animals. Okay, just now I told you, my dear children, respiration, it is the process of the exchange of gases. Okay, exchange of gases. Which are the gases present in this breathing pattern or respiration? The oxygen and as well as the carbon dioxide. Okay, so just now we understood that some of the animals, including the human beings, they are going to be respired by using the oxygen and use of the carbon dioxide. Okay, this is the pattern of the animals. Next, we should ask the question, what about the plants? Are the plants respired? Yes, definitely the plants are also, they are going to be respired themselves. Okay, how these plants are respiring? Yes, definitely I tell you. In a plants, just to consider, in a plants, the exchange of gases, it has been taking place in the part of the leaves. Okay, in the part of the leaves. How these leaves manage the respiration? Yes, I'll tell you now. Okay, so in a daytime, okay, already you remember this. In a daytime, okay, the plants, they are using the carbon dioxide. Okay, and they are using the carbon dioxide water in presence of the sunlight. They are going to be give oxygen to the atmosphere. Okay, this is, we can call that as a food preparation process or photosynthesis. This might be held in the leaves itself. Which are the part we are going to be identified in those leaves? Okay, that part name is stomata. What we can call a teeny pores present in the leaves, we are going to be called it as a stomata. Okay, I hope you understood. So, in the daytime, the plants, they prepare their food, okay, with the help of the leaves. Okay, that process we are going to be called as a photosynthesis. Now, but my question is, how the plants respire? Yes, plants also, they are taking the oxygen inside and they are leaving the carbon dioxide to the atmosphere. Okay, this is one of the process also, it can be held in the plants. Okay, now just I am going to be compare the oxygen amount, because we are going to be respire with the help of the plants itself. Please remember, means those plants, they are deliver oxygen. That oxygen, it can be utilized by human beings or the animals. Okay, so that, my dear children, just I am saying you the comparison of the amount of the oxygen. Okay, if we compare, okay, the amount of oxygen released, okay, from the photosynthesis process, it is much more than the oxygen utilized by the plants in the respiration. I hope it's clear. Okay, so this is the one of the important point I am going to be remember you regarding the respiration. Okay, so from all these instances, we come to know the meaning of the respiration, okay, meaning of the breathing pattern, and which are the examples of the animals, and some of the examples we are considering as in plants. Plants also, they are going to be respired. Okay, so this point I am going to be conclude here. Means from these instances we are going to be understood that yes, all the organisms, they are going to be respired. Right? Okay, fine. Next, let me continue the fourth part. Fourth concept or fourth point. What is this fourth point? Do all organisms respond to stimuli? Do all organisms respond to stimuli? It is a very, very important and also very, very easy concept to understand. Okay. Before going to say this, just I am giving some of the examples to make you understand this point. Okay. Respond to stimuli. These are the two words. Respond means you already know the meaning of the respond. Okay, if someone is calling you, immediately you are going to be turn your face and you are talking with them. This is one kind of the response. Okay, yes. Now let me give some examples. My dear children, just to when you are walking, okay, when you are walking in a barefoot, at that time you are going to be step on the thorn. What will you do, my dear children? Immediately you are going to be, okay, take your leg as a back. Okay, take your leg back side. Why you are doing like that? Because a thorn, it is a very sharpened material or very sharpened thing. Okay, if that thorn touched your feet, immediately you are going to be get somewhat injuries. That's why you are going to be immediately you are going to be take your leg back. Okay. Next, this is the one example. Second example. So, my dear children, I think you are very familiar with the junk food, right? Okay. So, just I am giving you one bowl of a gobi Manchurian. What will you do? Yes, immediately you are going to be start ready to eat that. When you see, immediately you are going to be start ready to eat that. So how this response? So means in your mouth, a secretion of a saliva, it is more when you are going to be see your favorite food. I think you might have experienced many times such type of situations, right? Okay, fine. This is the second example. What would be the third example? Children, just to test it or just to do this experiment, okay? Just to stay in a dark room. Wherever the light, it doesn't come there. At that places you must be stay. Okay? After 1 or 2 minutes, you have to come outside. Means you have to come outside for the brightness of the sun. What will you feel at the time? Yes, immediately you are going to be, okay? Just you have to a moment, fraction of a moment, you are not ready to see the light. Okay, this experience also you have already experienced in your life. Okay, so these are the examples why I had given to say the meaning of the respond to stimuli. Means what I am going to say, my dear children, in our surrounding, such type of changes we might have seen several times. Okay, to overcome this changes, we are going to be, our body going to be respond immediately for the changes. Okay, that process we are calling as a stimuli. Okay, we are going to be called that as a stimuli. This is the one of the best example I am going to say the meaning for the respond to stimuli. Okay, so only one statement. Stimuli means the changes, okay, in our surrounding make us to respond immediately. That we are going to be called that as a stimuli. Okay, so this is the meaning of the stimuli. I hope you understood. Okay, now just to consider some of the examples. How the animals, how they respond for the stimuli. Yes, to say that, to prove that I had given examples. Okay, I will give further more examples of the animals. My dear children, so every at night time, okay, nearby your gates, okay, a dog, it can be walk here and there. Why it can move here and there? Because it need a food. Okay, so at that time immediately you are going to be bring the food for the dog. Means you are going to be serve the food for the dog. Just to observe the response of the dog. Okay, food is here stimuli. Okay, like that. This is the one example. Second example, I'll say, just to consider wild animals. Okay, wild animals. At for the wild animals, just you switch on the light. What happened? Immediately they are going to be start to run away from there because they are going to be scared. Okay, something might be dangerous there. That's why we have to move from here. They are going to run away very fastly because of that light shadow. Okay, this is the second example. Means all these instances they are going to be proof the responded to stimuli. The third example, just to move towards the birds. Okay, what happened? Immediately they are going to be fly away from you because they are spraying for you. Okay, that is also one of the process, one of the examples for the responded to stimuli. Okay, I hope my dear children it's clear for you. Okay, just to consider all these examples to understand the responded to stimuli. Okay, next, whatever the plants, all the plants are they responded to stimuli? Just to observe, yes, definitely all the plants they are going to be respond for the stimuli. How they are going to be respond? Yes, I'll give one example. Okay, so the best example, I think it's very memorable and it's very, you might have seen several times. That is the touching of plant. Just to touch that plant, okay, so you are those leaves, it can be shrink itself. Okay, those leaves shrink itself. Means that indicates one of the best example for the responded to stimuli. Okay, next, second example, some of the flowers, okay, they are going to be bloom at night. Okay, those are respond for the light. This is one of the example. And second one example I would like to give, some of the flowers they are okay closed after the sunset. Okay, some of the flowers they are going to be closed themselves, means the petals of the flowers they are going to be closed themselves at the after the sunset. So these are the examples I would like to give to deal about the meaning of the organisms responded to stimuli. Okay, next I would like to do one activity. What is that activity? Okay, just I am going to state it just to do in your home. What is that activity number 4? Okay, what is that activity? Yes, for this activity you need one potted plant. Okay, you have to bring that potted plant and you have to place in a room. Okay, where you have to place that potted plant, where that place, in that place you won't get an enormous light of a sun. Okay, just few 1 hour or 2 hours you are getting the sunlight. At that places you need to be place that potted plant in that room. Okay, nearby the window. Just to water the plant. After the 3-4 days, just to observe that plant. Okay, just to observe that plant. The plant, in that plant, we are going to be some of the stems. Those stems, they are not growing in an upright. They are bent towards the sunlight. Okay, they are going to be bent towards the sunlight. So, the bending of the flowers towards the sunlight, this is also one of the best example to say the plants, they are going to be responded to stimuli. Okay, so I hope it's very clear for you, my dear children. Please you read it, please you understand the concepts what I told you, and some of the experience, some of the instances you have to do on your own and you are getting some of the experience. Okay, so in this session we learned the 4 important characteristics of the living beings. Those are, the first one is, do all organisms need a food? And do all organisms shows a growth? Second point. Third point, do all organisms respire? This is the third point. And the fourth point, do all organisms respond to stimuli? Okay, so my dear children, one more point I want to add in this. Do all the organisms respire? Means in the plants, if we consider a plants, okay, in that plant we are going to be see the respiration. It might be taking day and as well as the night time. Okay, so this one point I want to add in this point, right? Okay, so let me stop here, my dear children. Tomorrow's session we are going to be learn other 4 important living characteristics. Okay, so by combining of all these living characteristics, we might be understand that, oh, all these living things, they have some of the specific features or some of the specific characteristics to lead the life very easily. Okay, so till then, just you keep in touch with the video, just you have to watch the video on the day itself. Okay, so tomorrow's session we will meet you once again. Okay, bye children.